During the Cold War, we saw the United States and Soviet Union advance and grow their military might and technology, but what is lesser known is that Canada did as well, creating the world's fastest and most technologically advanced fighter jet in the world. This is the story of the Avro Arrow. Following the Second World War, the Cold War emerged between the capitalist West and the communist East. This led to military tensions, leading to many countries, including Canada, to increase its military commitment. One concern for Canada was an attack on the United States from the Soviet Union would mean flying over the Arctic in Canada. This led to the Royal Canadian Air Force to commission a plane to intercept the Soviets. The nuclear bomb interceptor plane meant it had to fly higher and faster than any aircraft in its class. It was, at the time, the most demanding and challenging specifications for any plane in the world, and many aircraft manufacturers believed it was impossible to achieve. The Canadian government looked at many companies to take on the job. They looked at Boeing in the United States, as well as some aerospace firms in the United Kingdom, but ultimately turned back to Canada, to the Canadian Avro Aerospace Company, to create the plane, hiring Canada's most skilled engineers who were left unemployed after World War II, resulting in the most advanced fighter jet to be created by the Canadian company. And without computer simulations, the crew of designers used intense wind tunnels to test on 1/8 models of the plane, as well as launching those models over Lake Ontario in the Atlantic Ocean to test its flyability. By October of 1957, the plane was completed and met all its specifications, creating the world's most advanced plane at the time. On October 4th, 1957, it was unveiled to 12,000 spectators. Its swept back delta wings and electronic controls gave it a futuristic look never seen before. During the first flight test, the plane broke 4 speed records. The prototype only flew 66 times, and just as quickly as the program took off, it ended. Behind the scenes, the Avro Arrow's development cost shadowed its progress. With a $1.1 billion cost, over $10 billion today, and the Federal Progressive Conservative Party being elected to the federal government in 1957, came a cut on federal spending. Furthermore, on the same day the Avro Arrow unveiled, the Soviet Union launched the first ever satellite, shifting the Cold War focus from military industries to space. Unfortunately, this was the perfect storm to end the Avro Arrow. Newly elected Prime Minister John Diefenbaker decided to end the Avro Arrow project on February 20th, 1959, ending the program before the plane ever entered military service. With the cancellation, Canada lost 25,000 of its most talented engineers, physicists, designers, and other high-skilled workers. Many of these people leaving Canada for the US and Great Britain, resulting in a future that lacked high-skilled workers in the aerospace industry field in Canada. Canada now depending on US fighter jets, a habit that is still continued to this day. The cancellation of the Avro Arrow ended Canada's tenure as a top player in the aerospace industry. Many of the program's top engineers, designers, physicists, and other workers left to work on the Concorde project and at NASA, many even helping put a man on the moon, but this talent left Canada and has never returned. The history of the Avro Arrow is one in Canadian identity and culture, but is one of great what if. What if the government didn't cancel the project? What if they were produced and entered into military service? What would have the effects been on Canada's technology industry? Unfortunately, these questions will never be answered, and the Avro Arrow will forever be a snapshot in time when Canada led the aerospace industry with the most technologically advanced plane of the era.